Alright, our discussion on the projectile or parabolic motion will start from Galileo's experiment on the parabolic motion. If we put a small ball on the wedge or inclined plane, then we release the ball, it will move along the plane and will be accelerated. Now, suppose we give the ball an initial velocity along the x direction. We will see that the ball will move along this curved path or parabolic path. This can happen because the ball is also getting the downward acceleration here along y direction, and yet it's still moving in the x direction without accelerated. Therefore, these two motion, a constant velocity in x direction and constant acceleration in y direction, are combined together, and then we have a parabolic path. Later we will see that we can solve the parabolic motion by simply separating the motion on each direction, x and y direction. This is the original sketch of Galileo when he studied the parabolic motion. Here, he varied the magnitude of the horizontal velocity so that he get different path and also different distance. There are some examples of the projectile or parabolic motion. The first one here is the cannonball. So we see the cannonball moves in the projectile or parabolic path, and in the x direction or horizontal direction, this is the free gravity path, and in the vertical or y direction there is a effect from gravity. And second is the plane dropping an object. So you see that the object is moving in the parabolic path, and this is also the example of parabolic path where the basketball player shoot the ball to the ring. So again, we can say that parabolic motion is a combination of motion with constant velocity and motion with constant acceleration. Or if we want, we can say that in the horizontal or x direction, it's a motion with constant velocity, and in the vertical or y direction, it's a motion with constant acceleration. And you'll see that we can solve each motion separately. Before I continue, I want to let you know that there is a good short clip of the experiment related to the projectile motion, and I really recommend you to watch this clip. This is from Professor Walter Lewin from MIT, and you can find from MIT OpenCourseware. You can just go to video number 3 it's about vector, and watch the clip between this interval of time. In general, what he did, he launched the golf ball vertically from a launcher, and then he moved the launcher horizontally so that we will observe the ball moves in the parabolic path. This demonstration shows that parabolic motion is a combination of two motions: the motion with constant velocity and the motion with constant acceleration. In this case, it's a free fall motion. Now look at this example. If we have a ball and we launch the ball vertically with an initial velocity 30 meters per second, we have learned that the ball will get the highest point after 3 seconds. And in another 3 seconds, the ball will return to the initial position. Now, what will happen if we give the ball a horizontal velocity 40 meters per second? Watch. The ball will also move forward due to the horizontal velocity 40 meters per second, and it's also moving upward, so the ball eventually will be moving in the parabolic motion, just like we observe in the Professor Lewin's demonstration. Now, the ball has an initial velocity in the y direction 30 meters per second, and it has an initial velocity in the x direction 40 meters per second. We can find the highest point here from the ground. Let's call it y or y max. And also we can find the horizontal distance of the highest point from the initial position. And then we can also find the maximum distance of the ball. So you see that the initial velocity in the y direction is 30 meters per second. Therefore, the ball will get the highest point after 3 seconds. And that's also the time needed to this highest point in 3 seconds. So therefore, if the ball in the vertical direction initially it moves with the 30 meters per second, and it gets the highest point after 3 seconds, you can find the maximum height for the ball, and it's simply 30 times 3 divided by 2, just like what we did in the previous topic. It's a free fall motion. Here we get 45 meters. And now if the ball moves in the horizontal direction with the velocity 40 meters per second, and you know that along horizontal direction the velocity is constant, then you see that after 3 seconds the distance traveled by the ball will be 120 meters. Alright, Secondly, you know that the ball will return to its original position after 6 seconds, and that's the same time also for traveling to the maximum point here. It will be 6 seconds. And as you know already that in the horizontal direction the ball moves with a constant velocity 40 meters per second. So after 6 seconds the distance traveled by the ball will be 240 meters.